Time now for our hits and misses of the week. Dan, first to you.
Well, I'm going to give a hit to Bruce Springsteen's guitarist, Steven Van Zandt, who called out the cast of the Broadway musical Hamilton last week for dumping on Mike Pence while he was sitting there at the end of the play watching it. Little Steven, as he's called, he's no Trump supporter, said that theater should be used as a place to let art speak, not for actors to be blindsiding their audiences. So kudos to Steven Van Zandt for pushing back the politicalization of every waking hour.
I like that. Mary O'Grady?
David, this is a hit for U.S. District Judge Amos Mazant III of Sherman, Texas, who this week blocked President Obama's executive order that would have forced companies to pay overtime to employees making up to almost $48,000 a year. The judge ruled that the president had overstepped and exceeded his authority.
Imagine
and that this was the purview of Congress.
Wow. So bureaucrats don't know as much about doing business as business people, huh? That's the new way. James, what do you have?
David, I have a hit for New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, who gave a speech this week in which he threatened not to cooperate with the new administration in Washington on immigration enforcement and other matters. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this a hit rather than a miss? Because as the Wall Street Journal reports, the city depends on Washington for about 10% of its $83 billion budget. That's $8.3 billion in federal spending Mayor de Blasio has promised to cut.
Wow. Bill?
In the same way, I'm going to call this a hit, and it goes out to the Yes California movement that wants to make California an independent nation. This week they filed papers calling for a special election and get this on the ballot, and if they're successful, it would require federal approval down the road. California would become its own nation. Now, David, some would call this a miss. I call it a hit because it's probably the one single action the state of my birth could take to guarantee the election of Republicans through the 21st century.
You were born in California,
yes,
Bill McGurn?
No, I'd say Camp Pendleton. So
oh, okay.
Maybe not.
That's separate.
Not
That's
Marin
separate.
County. But
all right, good. That's a marine country. Good to see you, everybody.